Welcome to the Raven Space on YouTube. My name is Jason, and this is Raven Space Daily, where we talk about Baltimore Ravens news every single weekday. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Please subscribe to the Raven Space on YouTube for the best Baltimore Ravens content on the internet. And if you guys want to help us, please share, like this video, and comment. Help us out. So I have a little cold still today, but we're going to get over it because you guys don't care about colds. You guys care about Baltimore Ravens news. So let's talk about the topics for today. First, I want to talk about Jeremy Curley going to the Ravens. We're going to talk about Maurice Kennedy and his play. We're going to talk about the latest mock draft for the Baltimore Ravens. And, of course, my favorite segments, the mailbag and the comment of the day. It's how you guys get into the show. So let's begin with the first topic. The Ravens have worked out Jeremy Curley as a potential short-term replacement for Jeremy Maclin. So if you guys are not aware, Jeremy Maclin has been going through a lot of injuries, a lot of issues, and he's really hasn't been himself this whole season. So because of that, we've seen his play really not be at the level that he would like it to be at. So the last two games, I believe, he got injured, and then last game he did not play. So the Ravens are bringing in Curley to help out. Again, Curley is a special teams player too. The Ravens are making smart decisions, I think, by bringing in someone like Curley, who can, instead of a receiver that's only offensive. You bring in Curley, you got some special teams help, and you got some receiving help. Now, is Curley the right fit? I don't know. Curley is more like Michael Campanaro than Jeremy Maclin. Quick feet, quicker than fast, but still both good pros, and Curley's been doing it for a long time. So I'm not upset, of course, of any measure. I think this could be a good fit, and especially gives us some special teams options, but Curley is limited in what he can do as a receiver, similar to Michael Campanaro. So I think I'm excited to see what happens. They practiced on Tuesday. They got evaluated, so we'll see what comes out of that. And if he was going to play in this next game, they would have activated him already, so I don't think that's going to happen. So we'll see him in the playoffs if he makes the team. Now we're going to move to the second topic of the day, and this topic is about one of my favorite young players on the Baltimore Ravens, Maurice Kennedy, and he's been impressing as he's been receiving more and more play time. And again, super impressed by this young man. He is filling in a role that a lot of us thought was too big for him. I know some people thought that slot role was going to be too much for him, and no one really gave him a chance. Also, he's a taller receiver. He's a taller cornerback. So taller cornerbacks sometimes don't fit into that slot role. But when you can play man-to-man defense like this young man can, it doesn't matter what your size is. And I haven't seen a lot of impressive things from him yet in zone defense, but excuse me, in man-to-man defense for sure, the young man he has the skills to pay the bills, as they say. So I think he's only getting better. I picked this up because I saw it in an article, and I was like, you know what, I need to talk about it too because he's impressing me as well. And I think next year it's going to be a hard decision whether to put Tavon Young or him at the slot because how great he's played. If you have Jimmy Smith back, Marlon Humphrey right there, you could say those are your two starters. Where does Brandon Carr go? Where does Kennedy go? And where does Young go? Where does Jalen Hill go? It's, so many cornerback options next year. I'm excited to see what happens. And, honestly, cornerbacks, are expensive. You could trade one and you'll be fine, right? So I would like to see what happens with this situation in the future. But I just wanted to say Kennedy has impressed me. Has he impressed you guys? Let me know in the comments below. Now we're going to go to topic number 3, and it's about a mock draft. The most recent mock draft from USA Today has the Ravens selecting Courtland Sutton as the #1 player. Again, you guys know me. You guys know I'm not a big college football buff, but it's a, you know, this is not the only mock draft I've seen with us taking him. But this mock draft was different, and I put it in because not only did they have us selecting him, they have us selecting all offensive players. So, and there was a question or a comment yesterday that asked about that, and I poo-pooed it. I said, get out of here, kid, or man, or woman, or whatever. That's impossible, right? Of course, someone who's smarter than me at football, college football particularly, said, nah, Jason, this can happen, right? And he put a mock draft out for USA Today. Do I think it's going to happen? Of course not. I think Ozzie knows that he wants to keep that defense nice and talented. And I also think if you go best player available, it is almost impossible to go offense every single time. Now, it's easy to go. It's easy to find finished offensive prospects in college than finished defensive prospects. But 7 in a row, and if we have additional picks, you know, to go all offense is a little ludicrous to me. So, but this is what they have. If you guys know about Sutton, let me know in the comments below, and I will love to read up on them. So now we're going to go to my favorite section, the mailbag question of the day, sponsored by the Raven Space Patreon and our patrons. Please check it out if you want to support the Raven Space and become of the ultimate Raven Space Nation. So the question comes from CICY247. I think he's trying to say too icy 24/7. And his question is, if we lose the Bengals, do we still go to the playoffs? Well, there's a chance. If the Ravens win, we're in the playoffs for sure. If the Ravens lose, we can get in the playoffs with some help from different players. For example, if the Bills or the Chargers lose, the Ravens make the playoffs. Irregardless, right? So right now the Ravens are the highest likely team to make the playoffs, because if the Bills lose, we make the playoffs. If the Ravens lose and the Bills lose, we make the playoffs. If the Ravens lose and the Chargers lose, we make the playoffs. If the Ravens lose and someone else happens with the Bills and there's another team who the Dolphins or something, you know, whatever. If the Ravens win, it doesn't matter what else happens. We in the playoffs, so we need to take care of business. And I'm excited to see how that business is taken care of, to be honest. And it's part of the reasons why they move all the games to 4 o'clock. So, you know, if the Ravens won at 1 o'clock, then the Chargers would be like, well, you know, we had nothing to play for. So they didn't want that, so that's why they moved the games. But yes, we can make the playoff if the Ravens lose. Now it's the comment of the day, unsullied by sponsorship. And this comes from A.J. Creedon Sr., and he says, NFL and NFL Network look for ways to disrespect this team, and it's beyond time to start pushing back. Let's show them by kick ass this weekend and keep on kicking ass right through the playoffs. Again, sorry if you're a kid watching this or a parent who knows their kid is watching this. I'm sorry. But I picked this because a lot of you guys put stuff like that in the comments. Basically, forget the NFL. Forget the media. They always doubting us. It's time for us to win. And the Ravens have never won a Super Bowl as a favorite. You guys have to remember, last Super Bowl we won, we were the underdog in every single game. We were underdog against the Colts. We won. Underdog against the Broncos. We won. Underdog against the Patriots. We won. Underdog against the 49ers. We won, of course. So this is what we're used to, and I think that we are going to have a good response. I really do think that we can get into the playoffs and win the first game against the Chiefs. But after that, I don't know. And if the Ravens can impress me, I'll be excited. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe to the Raven Space on YouTube for the best Baltimore Ravens content on the internet. Please like this video. Also, share this video on Facebook. It helps us grow a lot. And subscribe to us on Facebook too. Thank you guys so much, and go Ravens.